Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. If I could just have your attention. Thank you very much. Good evening and welcome to the launch of Wantonness by Annette Cantillon. My name's, yes indeed, come on, give her a round of applause. My name's Lainey McLean and I have the pleasure of being your MC and the narrator for this evening. It's been a very interesting process for me to find out that there's a lovely woman down in Tallebudgera who raises racehorses, who has the most beautiful property, who's very generous with her hospitality, who's a writer and has these most wonderful gowns in her house. So it's our pleasure, the ladies of us tonight who are going to be on stage, to be able to be wearing some of Annette's beautiful gowns. Thank you, Annette. Before we get underway with the entertainment this evening, I'd like to introduce you to our cast of players who will be presenting a couple of scenes from Chapter 1 of Wantonness. Would you please welcome the young wild son, Joseph, Mr. Sean Curran. Dashing young man.
Thank you, Lady.
Playing the seductive married woman, Lady Vandenberg, please welcome Cassidy Mackey. Looking gorgeous. Can I just tell you that this young couple actually just got engaged last week?
Oh, yeah.
Brave young couple.
Mainly so they can play the love scene.
So they can play the love scene, at home, in private. Playing Father Joseph, would you please welcome Noel Thompson? You'll also hear Noel's voice as the coachman and also his brother Matthew. He's very versatile as our Noel. And also playing Joseph's mother Mary, Lee Patterson. Lee's also going to stretch her skills to play brother Jonathan at one stage. Now, can I just also tell you about these wonderful people? Our Noel, for example, just in December last year, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar, we have here on the Gold Coast the Gold Coast Theatre Awards, known as the Palms. And Noel was very, very successful last year, performing at the Gold Coast Little Theatre, of which we are all members, in the play Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf. He was awarded the Best Leading Actor Palm Award, so congratulations, Noel. On the same evening, Sean was awarded the Best Supporting Actor Palm Award for The Smell of Money, performed at Jarvenba Theatre. Congratulations. And our lovely ladies, of course. Cassidy has just recently been in the lead role at Gold Coast Little Theatre for How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying. That's a devil of a title. I'm pleased Annette's got a very short title for her book. So congratulations to Cassie. She's got a very long list of credits. And our wonderful Lee on the end, who's currently attending a director's course at Mount Tamborine. Well, not this very minute, obviously, because she's here, but she's currently learning the director's skills and has a lot of acting skills on stage. And if you were at Spotlight's The Mystery of Edwin Drood, is that correct? The Mystery of Edwin Drood was a wonderful new style of theatre, and Lee was very successful in that role, so welcome to you too, Lee. So they are our players and they will return very shortly, but right now I'd like to introduce to you, you probably don't need introduction, but we're going to give her a bit of a rah-rah. Would you please welcome our author of the night, author or authoress, I never know which. Please welcome Annette Cantillon.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. I appreciate you all being here tonight. As you can hear the song in the background, this was my theme song for many years and got me through a lot of hard times. And I'd like to welcome someone, a special person that's flown up from Sydney. Is my uncle, Darcy. Yes. He's now nearly 93, nearly his birthday. And I think he's one of the last ones of the Hackett standing in our clan. This has been a big process for me, one that helped me get through some really difficult times. And I found when I was writing it, and a lot of it, I did cry a lot, because it is a work of fiction, but it is inspired by the truth. So there's more truth than fiction. Oh, here he comes. because I don't like long speeches, but I do appreciate everybody that's come to support me. And I hope you enjoy the book, and I'd like you all to write a review for me and be honest. Thank you very much.
He heard his mother calling in the distance, but he chose not to answer. He had put his revolting dinner suit on, and it was choking him to death. He was much better in his comfortable old riding clothes when he could feel and act like himself. He caught a glimpse of his reflection in a window.
Oh my God, you look as old as Jonathan.
And he did. Most people would have thought he was in his 20s. As he peered down the road, he saw the last coach coming toward the house. A large black stallion was the lead horse, beautiful but fiery. He had seen this horse on many occasions and had drooled at the sight of him. When the coach came to a stop a distance down from the main house because of all the coaches and horses, the stallion began to rear and whinny. His spirit was strong. He was a leader. He wanted to be at the top of the line. The coachman became angry with the horse and began belting him with his whip, which only made things worse. Joseph jumped from the balcony onto a tree and slid to the ground, running towards the coachman to give him a piece of his mind. But before he could reach him, the occupant of the coach had jumped out, taken the whip from the coachman, and whipped the coachman with it. Joseph grabbed the horse and soothed it in a way that caused the horse to respond immediately. A voice behind him said,
"Thank you, kind sir, for your assistance."
To Joseph's surprise, he turned to see a woman in her early 20s. She had the face of an angel. Her eyes were the deepest blue, and her golden hair was shimmering in the moonlight. What a woman! The gown she wore matched the colour of her eyes, the neckline plunged to expose her breasts, and a string of pearls covered her bosom. He could not take his eyes off her neckline. It was cut low, and he thought that with any sudden movement, her breasts would pop out.
Lady Vanderberg!
Before the coachman could say another word, Lady Vanderberg shouted,
Your services are no longer required. You are dismissed immediately.
Your husband won't like this.
You let me deal with that. Get out of my sight.
Joseph was now mesmerised by this wondrous woman, and she again spoke to him.
And your name is?
Joseph Dukes.
Well, Joseph, it looks as though you have come to help a damsel in distress. Would you care to escort me to the party?
It would indeed be a pleasure. Let me call a stable hand to attend to your horse. Stabling him will help calm him down, and then you can relax.
Joseph felt a swelling in his pants as she brushed up against him. Her perfume was sweet, her hair fair, and her skin so soft. The sensation in his groin was getting stronger. If he could just get her away from the reception. His mind was racing. There must be a way. When they reached the front door, the footman announced their arrival. All in the room turned to look, including all his brothers, with surprised looks on their faces. With a confused expression, Matthew rushed quickly over to Lady Vanderberg's side.
Hello, Anne.
Good evening, Matthew. You never told me you had such a gallant brother.
I see. I'm pleased he's presented himself in this way.
Yes, indeed. And he has agreed to escort me tonight, as poor Louis is quite ill. I knew instantly that any member of the Jews family would be beyond reproach.
Well, perhaps you'd like to come and meet the rest of my family.
Now, Matthew, don't fuss. I'd love to meet all your family, but you are much too busy. Joseph has assured me that he will do all of the appropriate introductions, so off with you to attend to all your other guests.
Joseph started to laugh as his brother wearily walked away.
I don't remember any of that conversation, but it was great. To be honest with you, I really hate all these pompous fools. If you hadn't happened along, I would be in hiding on the balcony upstairs.
Oh, Joseph, those are my sentiments exactly, but I'm unable to express them in such a manner. I would dearly love, just for one night, to do something exciting and out of the ordinary. Do you know my husband, Louis Vanderberg?
Not that old, measly-mouthed fossil. He looks like a ferret with buck teeth. The only 5 pieces of hair on his head are grey. He must be 5 feet nothing. My father has him call here on business. I don't know a lot about my father's business other than he owns all the cotton mills in England and all the doors are drawn closed when they talk. Oh no, you're not married to him. He must be over 50.
Joseph, that's not exactly the right thing to say.
Well, I'm always in trouble for saying the wrong thing. But let's face it. You are the most beautiful woman in all of London. Just look around the room. My mother wants me to end up with one of these hags. It makes me want to throw up. Let's sneak out of here. Come down to the stables and look at my horses. I have a mare that your stallion would love. It will be love at first sight. And he won't be so fiery anymore, just like me. We should check to make sure he's calmed down. Please, come. This is a great excuse to get away for a short time, and these people here won't even miss us. We can sneak back later.
Joseph, I should not, but it's harmless enough, I suppose. I know we won't be missed if we're only gone for half an hour.
Joseph felt a tingling sensation just walking next to Anne. If only he could touch her. She was everything he had dreamt about. But wait, there's more. Now we're going to take a short break, and Annette is available for some signings, book signings for you, and we'll get back to the story a wee bit later on. You can use your imagination as to what those two got up to. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If I could just have your attention back this way. Now, I was pleased to notice after our last little segment you were all diving for your book to see what happened next. But of course the story progresses, and chapter 1 reveals an awful lot. Joseph's feelings for Anne became stronger as every day passed. He would call on her twice a day, even when her husband was home. It did not deter him at all. Joseph's taste of love was becoming more persistent every day. Anne had a deep passion for Joseph and the love and attention he lavished on her. But she was quite aware of her station in life, being married to one of the wealthiest men in England and knowing she would undoubtedly outlive him and become a very wealthy woman in the not-too-distant future. Louis at first ignored the boy and brushed him off with a slight annoyance, but as time passed, Joseph's persistence grew. Louis began to notice a change in Anne and found her not as attentive as he required. He also began to notice how much time the two were spending together, especially on their early morning rides, as they rode off into the marshes like the wind, bubbling over with laughter and excitement. Louis found himself becoming uneasy at the closeness of their association. Servants and outsiders were beginning to whisper. Louis decided he had to take a stand on the matter, as there could be no idle chit-chat among the commoners. And we all know what happened, don't we? We're going to find the conclusion of chapter 1 in a little bit, but first I'd like to introduce you to a gentleman who I first met the day we recorded chapter 1 down at Annette's beautiful home. And at that stage, Ocean Reeve was the official publisher, and it was his idea and his thoughts that came for what we're presenting to you this evening. So would you please welcome Ocean Reeve.
Thank you very much, Lainey. Yes, my name's Ocean Reeve. I'm a publisher and author success coach here in the Gold Coast. A very creative place, and I feel that creative expression is something that's inherent within all of us. So to be able to see a combination of various forms of creativity tonight has been very exciting. I've been cracking up and laughing and really enjoying I know the story, and seeing it being acted out and portrayed here on the stage has been phenomenal for me. So for Annette, you have been the epiphany of a professional author, somebody that really owns her marketing and owns that water cooler moment, and I think that's what's been created tonight. I think we'll all walk away from tonight and go, wow, that was a different book launch, that was something special. So I will finish, I'm not going to talk for long, I will finish with, I would like you all raise your glasses for Annette. Congratulations, Annette.
Yes, congratulations. Now, he told me he was only going to speak for 2 minutes, and I didn't believe him. Thank you, Ocean. I'm going to call our actors back to the stage, and we're going to just conclude chapter 1. He was too quick. That evening at dinner, his father announced that he was sending Jonathan and Joseph out to Australia. Jonathan was to see to the viability of starting a cotton mill in Australia, and Joseph was now old enough to assist. Joseph was horrified, especially after the day he had just been through. He did not intend to go anywhere, especially to Australia, where all the convicts were. He stood up and faced his father. None of his brothers would have ever challenged their father's word, but Joseph was outspoken.
I'm not going.
Well, Joseph, you have no choice. Lois met with me today, and I really don't want to say any more on the subject. But your behaviour is leaving a lot to be desired.
What do you mean by that?
You know full well what I mean. Don't try my patience.
I tell you I'm not going, and that's that.
Silence fell over the room. Then Joseph's father spoke to Jonathan as though Joseph was not in the room.
Jonathan, tomorrow you will prepare everything for your journey. I will give you an introduction letter to the Governor in New South Wales. The passage on the boat has been booked. As luck would have it, I was able to get you on board by pulling a few strings. The boat leaves in 2 days' time.
Trembling with emotion, Joseph burst into tears.
I cannot go. I just cannot go. I love Anne. We're meant for each other.
Joseph's mother looked at him with a shocked expression.
What do you mean, Joseph? She's a married woman, and you're a boy.
I'm man enough to have sex with her and make love to her till she's screaming for more. Don't you understand that we love each other?
My God! I can't believe what I'm hearing. What are you saying, Joseph?
His mother was holding her head and weeping profusely.
Joseph, that's enough. Look what you're doing to your mother, and this disgrace to the family. If you love Louis's wife like you say, then don't defame her anymore. Now go and pack your things and say no more. You leave in 2 days and must have no contact with Louis's family in any way. I made a solemn promise to him, and there will be no more discussion on the subject.
As Joseph went to his room, he wondered how he could get word to Anne. He really didn't want to defame her or disgrace his family. Jonathan entered his room.
Listen, Joe. It will be all right. I want to go to Australia. And Father is going to give us a substantial allowance each month so that we can set ourselves up. It won't be that bad. And I'll get to see a new country.
Joseph got on well with Jonathan. He was the only one who called him Joe, but only when they were alone, as their father didn't like names shortened. Joseph knew he could confide in him.
John, I'll go if you promise to somehow get word to Anne to say goodbye.
Okay, you have a deal.
And to find out what else happens, you need to read the rest of Wantonness. Thank you. Can I just say a huge thank you to our acting people, all from Gold Coast Little Theatre. I'm going to do some blatant advertising here. I'm just so very proud to be president at Gold Coast Little Theatre. Tonight is opening night of our first show for 2017. We're presenting a musical called Back to the 80s. Now it's on Thursdays till Sundays until the 4th of March. Tickets are available online through the GCLT website, and for those of you who perhaps haven't been to Gold Coast Little Theatre, we're right up near Australia Fair, so we'd love to see you there. Just check us out online. And my thanks to Noel and Sean and Cassidy and Lee. It was wonderful to be able to call you in at short notice. Thank you very much. Can I also say a very special thank you to Annette, because this has been truly a unique experience. I've worked in radio back in New Zealand for 20 years and I've never once been asked to do a book launch. So thank you, Annette. It's been really, really terrific. Thank you, dear.
Before Annie goes, I'd like to thank her for her efforts tonight too. And they've really helped me, and I'm very proud of all of them. Thank you.
A pleasure.
I absolutely loved tonight. I thought it was a great way to express the creativity in Annette's story. The theatre group were fantastic, the crowd was fantastic. Yeah, really energetic, and this is the sort of water cooler moment you want at a book launch.
Tonight's been absolutely wonderful. I had the privilege of reading the first chapter of the book a few months ago when Annette first brought me the draft, and The draft was very juicy, it was wonderful, the descriptions were awesome, they were perfect. And I couldn't wait to read more after that first chapter. I brought it back to Annette and I said, finish the book, I want to read more of it. So really proud of Annette. I know she's worked really hard on this. And I also know that there's a bit of truth in the story too, which makes it extra juicy. So congratulations, Annette, well done.
Hi Annette, I'd just like to say that we're really proud of you. It was a great night. Looking forward to reading more of the book. And yeah, just really proud of you.
We loved the show. It was an amazing night. Yeah, can't wait to see what happens the rest of the book. From the moment I picked up the book Wantonness, I wanted more. I couldn't believe that such a story could exist where you're mixing the bygone era to the modern day sort of times, and the same issues that we all face. It's so racy when it starts. Can you imagine in the 1800s being so racy and so exciting? I didn't want to put the book down. It's just amazing also how that issue of craving and wanting more, and it's gone throughout the ages. A great read and a great book put together. Really able to understand each character. It's easy to read, and the description's just perfect. Thanks, Annette.
Okay, the book I've read is unbelievable. It is Annette. You need to read it. Everything that is in that book there is so riveting for me anyhow, but I know Annette, and everything that you read is Annette. There's a lot of pain in it, but it's also therapy, and I'm so proud of her. I'm so proud of the book she's put out. I'm just so proud of her, because I know the work, and I know that it would have been exceptional for a lot of things that she was talking about, different issues for her to talk about, but they were also painful for her. But I take my hat off to her, and I salute her. Thank you.
I reckon the start of it was interesting. The whole problem is, it's like a family turnout. You're waiting to see what's happening over the years that's coming up. And as you read it, it gets better and better. And the stories are great, the family life is great, and it's truthful, whatever comes out with all these paragraphs that you read. Well done.